So there's obviously been a lot of discussion surrounding the Sonic the Hedgehog movie. They released the trailer and reactions have been, for the most part, fairly negative. People just don't like Sonic's design. It detracts from everything else about the movie. And we have heard feedback on all sides from fans and enthusiasts, as well as the director himself. The Detective Pikachu director commented at one point. But one set of individuals we haven't heard from, or we haven't talked about at least, is the original creators of Sonic. I've been wondering, what do they think about all this? Do they like the design? Do they like the direction that Hollywood is taking Sonic? Turns out they've actually had some things to say. If you go to the Wikipedia page for Sonic the Hedgehog character, you'll see that the character design can often be attributed to three individuals. Programmer Yuji Naka, artist Naoto Oshima, as well as game planner Hirozaku Yasuhara. So those are the big three when it comes to the Sonic character. It's kind of like what Shigeru Miyamoto is to Mario. These three are to Sonic. Now let's start with what Yuji Naka, the programmer, had to say about all this. He's had the most to say, actually. If you go to his Twitter page right here, we can already see a tweet that he posted the day that the trailer was released. And according to the translation, here's what he said. It seems that the trailer of the Hollywood version of Sonic was released on the last day of Heisei. I saw it on the first day. The moving part looks good. Well, what is your impression of watching the movie? So already I get some sense of trepidation there. He's like, well, when Sonic is moving and when he's a blur, he looks okay, but when he's standing still, he had no comment on that. He was already kind of giving off hints that he didn't like everything about what he saw in the trailer. And then he continued. He retweeted this poster from the Sonic the Hedgehog official Twitter page, and he said it was the official Twitter of Hollywood Sonic. There's something strange about this key visual. So once again, more trepidation, there's just something that looks really off about all this. He then retweeted this tweet from the Sonic the Hedgehog movie Twitter page. This was from back in January 14th, and this is when the whole 2009 versus 2019 meme became popular. So in 2009, there was a game in which Sonic held a sword, and then in 2019, it said image loading because they hadn't shown anything about the movie at the time. So they were just kind of trying to meme it up. And to that, Yuji Naka expressed how 2009 Sonic is the wrong age to compare. He talked about how he has a sense of discomfort seeing Sonic hold a sword, and how he hoped that they would actually harken back to the 1991 Sonic, and how he hoped that the movie version of Sonic would look cool. Now, I think maybe Yuji doesn't get that this is just a meme. I don't think the Sonic movie guys are saying that 2009 Sonic is the OG Sonic. They were just trying to participate in this meme, and this hasn't aged all that well. A user replied with, this is 2009 Sonic, and then we got, yikes, the 2019 Sonic. This concept art was something that leaked some time back. A lot of people weren't happy with it. And then they saw the trailer, and it turned out to be even worse than we had anticipated. He then tweeted again about the trailer. He said, if you look at it a few times, you will become familiar. There is still a lot of discomfort when it stops, but it is better to move because Sonic hates to stay still. Eggman has become a good feeling, looking forward to it. So again, Yuji Naka is very politely expressing there is a discomfort to the look of Sonic when he's standing still, when the camera's just focused on him, on his face, on his body and proportions, and I couldn't agree more. There is a sense of discomfort because Sonic just plain looks creepy. From there, he tweeted about how the Sonic the Hedgehog movie trailer has been received with more negative feedback than positive. He said, movie Sonic the Hedgehog trailer released, low evaluation is more than a high-rated situation. Yeah, that is indeed true. If you go to the YouTube upload of the Sonic trailer, you'll see that the dislikes bar is significantly bigger than the likes bar. And then he talked a bit about the CG aspect of the movie. There's a better translation of it on Google. He had this to say, I remember that the design of Hollywood Sonic was unpopular, but I remember that CG of this movie is made by Marza. But I created this department called Visual Entertainment, the predecessor of Marza, the visual entertainment of Sega. So I felt sorry for being responsible as well. Hey Yuji, you've got nothing to do with this. I think if you would have been involved, you would have suggested a few worthwhile changes. And here's the thing, the CG folks had to follow what the concept artists came up with, what the directors and creative heads agreed with. They're ultimately the ones at fault here for sort of greenlighting this Sonic design. From what I gather, the CG team just followed the higher-ups' lead, and you, Yuji, had nothing to do with this movie, so there's no reason to blame yourself for any of this. But yeah, you can really tell that he's progressively becoming more and more just nervous and upset about the reaction to the Sonic trailer. This is a character who obviously he loves very much. I mean, it sort of kickstarted his career in many ways. So to see the movie be received like this must be kind of painful for Yuji Naka. And I think he's sort of going through the stages of grief. That's what it feels like. Every tweet just kind of gets more and more like, oh man. And then finally, on May 2nd, Jeff Fowler tweeted about how he heard the feedback, how he heard the criticism, and how he would be making changes to the design. And this is something that Yuji Naka was seemingly very happy with. There's an article that reported on this, to which he said this: "The power of Sonic fans is amazing. It is good to head for the good direction. Thank you so much for loving Sonic." So in essence, he's like, thank God. Thank you, fans, for raising concerns about the design. Thank you for inciting changes to a design that a lot of people just weren't happy with. And he tweeted the same in English. He retweeted Jeff Fowler, and then he posted the following tweet: "The power of Sonic fans is amazing. It is good to go in a good direction. Thank you so much for loving Sonic." Yeah, I mean, people love Sonic. The reason this movie is being so poorly received is because Sonic is so iconic, and the design that they went for doesn't feel like it's doing service to the source material. I think that's a valid criticism. Yuji Naka also retweeted a post by the Japanese Sonic voice actor, Mr. Junichi, and when his tweet is translated, it reads as, "I am also full of gratitude to the fans." So both the original programmer for Sonic and the voice actor in Japan for Sonic are going, thank you for letting these Hollywood folks know that they need to change the design because it is not great. There are also signs that Yuji Naka didn't agree with the Hollywood Sonic movie design since a couple months ago. So on March 5th, Lady GT posted this tweet featuring a side-by-side comparison between the leaked concept art for Sonic's movie design versus a fan art showing what it should actually look like. And obviously the one on the right looks way better. And Yuji Naka retweeted this. So he already sensed there was something off about the design. And that should have been sort of a red flag for the Sonic movie creative team, I feel. So that's Yuji Naka. Let's move on to Naoto Oshima, who is the original artist for Sonic. He also had some things to say. In this first tweet, he said, "So far, various Sonics have appeared. I loved all Sonics. I saw a trailer of Sonic's movie. I was expecting adults to have fun too. I am worried." So the artist for Sonic expressed concerns about the general feedback, the design, how it's being received. And then after that, on May 2nd, this was when Jeff Fowler tweeted about how he's going to fix the design, how he's going to change in accordance to near unanimous feedback. So to that, Naoto had this to say: "Since everyone loves Sonic, various opinions came out. I want to thank everyone." And then he retweeted Yuji Naka's celebration of Sonic's design getting changed. And then he finally said, "It is my ideal to be Sonic everyone loves." In other words, he wants the Sonic movie to be well received. He wants the design to be well received. He wishes the best for Sonic. And the same goes for fans and enthusiasts. People want to see the Sonic movie succeed. They want to like the Sonic movie. The design is obviously making that very difficult, so I think it is ultimately good that it's being changed. Last but not least, we have Hirokazu Yasuhara, who didn't have much to say, but after Jeff Fowler tweeted about how he would change the design, he said this: "Congrats to all Sonic fans. Your loves and efforts made it happen. And I thank to all staffs of Paramount and Sega for making the big decision and your continuous hard work." So all three of them, none of them were rude about it. None of them were like, oh my god, this sucks. They were just like, God, I'm worried, and the fans are worried. And then when Jeff Fowler announced changes are coming, they're like, yes, this is, I think, the right decision. This all sort of goes to show what a disconnect there is between the Hollywood creative team for the Sonic movie versus the original creators. It's a completely different story for Detective Pikachu, which I talked about in my last video. The director of Detective Pikachu talked about how he spent 2 years studying animals to see how different animals could be applied to different Pokemon to animate them. He collaborated with the Pokemon Company design team in Japan, which is, I think, something the Sonic movie team should have done with the original creators of the Sonic games, which they obviously didn't, judging by the reactions from Yuji Naka, from Naoto Oshima, and from Hirokazu Yasuhara. There was obviously no real collaboration. The Hollywood team just went with their own thing, and it backfired. Another video game to movie adaptation that's coming up is the Metal Gear Solid movie being directed by Jordan Vogt-Roberts. And already he seems to be in a very by fans, for fans mindset. Jordan himself is actually a huge Metal Gear fan, and to celebrate Metal Gear's 30th anniversary, he issued a bunch of concept arts for the movie. And these are not like shots from the actual movie, it's just experimental imagery to get the creative juices flowing. But you can already see just scrolling through these artworks that it's very faithful to the Metal Gear franchise, to Kojima's vision, and it just looks really good. I just love all the imagery we're seeing here, and I'm really excited to see what kind of movie this all inspires ultimately. I'm really confident that Jordan can make a good movie because the art just looks, it is faithful to what we love. Whereas the Sonic original concept artwork that was leaked, that didn't inspire confidence. This stuff all does, in my opinion. I should also mention that Jordan Vogt-Roberts is actually good friends with Kojima. They've done talks. Jordan has asked Kojima for counsel, for advice, and obviously Kojima's letting Jordan make this his vision, but Jordan can consult Kojima when he wants to, and while Kojima's not involved in an official capacity, from what I understand, they have a kinship that allows them to kind of talk things out if that's needed. There's just an overall sense of collaboration, of passion, of appealing to fans before trying to go sort of mainstream that gives me a lot of confidence in this movie. Yeah, I really do think the Sonic team's greatest mistake was not consulting with the original creators beforehand, asking them about how would fans react to this, what do you think about that, and just kind of getting some feedback from them. You don't have to hire them, but take them to dinner and have just a nice back and forth one night. That would have, I think, maybe gone a long way, but it feels like there was zero communication between the original Sonic creators, the original game designers, versus the Hollywood team. Anyway, that's all I have to say on the original creators' reaction to the Sonic movie. I'd love to hear what your take is on what they have had to say in the comments below. With that, I would like to end this news update and discussion video. Thank you for tuning in. To be further updated on all things gaming news, reviews, and discussions, stay tuned right here on Young Yeah. I'll see you guys next time. Young out.